Going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Aranda here, and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I'll be going over the GFS and European models and what to expect in this upcoming work week and into the rest of May for as in the weather. Now we do see some activity down here in the southeast and parts of the deep south, including Alabama. We do have some showers and storm activity, so just off the coast of Alabama. We do have some moving through southern Georgia, including Florida. Most of Florida, except for down here in that Miami area, is seeing a steady rainfall, light to moderate and potentially heavier rainfall as you get further north into Florida. Especially in Jacksonville, Florida, you can see some strong storms potentially in one of their areas. So let me make sure this is the correct GFS right here. Yes, and this is as of 2 p.m. May 12th, 2026, and it's currently 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in about 15 minutes, this is what the radar should look like according to the GFS across the deep south and southeast. And then up here, we do have a rain-snow mix along that border with Canada and the United States. And then we do have a low pressure just south of that. And we do have rain south of that snow as well. West Coast is still pretty quiet. The models haven't been liking much moisture being shown in on the West Coast, and they are currently dealing with a heat wave, 100 plus temps, and those are actual temps. Those is not the feel like temperatures at all. So we move that forward into like 8 p.m. tonight. We still can see those storms get a little bit more stronger over Florida, especially the eastern half of Florida. We could see some strong thunderstorms in that region right there and over Jacksonville, Florida. So flooding might be a concern in some areas. And then especially if you live on a street that is prone to flooding. But I'm pretty sure Florida shouldn't have really much of an issue like that because obviously they're prone to hurricanes and tropical storms. So, I mean, they should have the infrastructure to withstand that kind of this type of rain at least. And then we could see some showers around that Miami area as well by 8 p.m. tonight. Going into 2 a.m., that storm get a little bit more stronger. It looked like a low pressure with it too. And it just stays off the coast of Florida and Georgia. It's still wrapping rain from most of Florida, including Jacksonville down there into Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Still seeing some rain. And then up here, we could see some potential flooding for some areas, especially when you start getting in that darker green. That's heavier rainfall. We can see some light rain showers across states like Western Oregon. Western Oregon can see some rainfall and potentially southwestern Washington state as well. And just rain just off the coast of that state line of Oregon and California. So we move that forward. That storm gets a lot stronger, but it stays out to sea. It look like it's going to continue to head east, and that's by 8 a.m. on the 13th, and it continues, and it comes very close to the North Carolina and South Carolina shoreline, especially near the Outer Banks. But it don't look like that's gonna be much of a problem. But that's a nasty storm, and then it just rides out into the Atlantic. We can see some shower and storm activity down into the mid-Atlantic, well, from the northeast mid-Atlantic and to the southeast by 8 a.m. tomorrow, including southeastern Virginia, all the way up into New York City, all the way up into Maine. We can see some light to moderate rainfall. We can see some snow flying around Washington State, eastern Washington State. We do have some snow up in Canada, and potentially rain could be mixed with this as well. For the most part, it stays pretty dry. That low pressure all the way up right here by 2 p.m. on May 14th. And we still have some rain off the coast of North Carolina and South Carolina, and then just south of Florida over the Bahamas, we see some rain as well. Move that forward, is still dealing with rain up into the northeast and mid-Atlantic. But look at New York City getting pounded with some heavy rainfall by 8 p.m. on the 14th. And just south of Florida, we still have some of those rain showers. We do still see moisture up here in Canada. That rain might get down into Montana potentially. It looks like it actually don't. Probably just graze northern Montana by 2 a.m. May 15th. And then we have a high pressure just in the western North Carolina, near that state line with South Carolina and Tennessee. Then it eventually moves up into Virginia by 5 a.m. May 15th. Now we have a lot of moisture still up here in Canada, bringing snow, potentially strong winds, ice. So that's what's going on there. We move forward now. The West Coast is still pretty quiet, other than the northwestern Washington State could see some slight snow and potentially rain mixed in with that as well. Light rain showers going across northeastern Mississippi, western Tennessee, and all in this region right here. We can see some spotty rain showers go across the state, those states. Then we also could see some more. Now, this could potentially turn into a light severe weather outbreak, but it looks like that risk is slim to none until we get into 2 a.m. May 17th. That's when we can see some of those strong storms anywhere from western Virginia all the way back. I think that's Kansas, maybe, or North Dakota. I think that's Kansas, right? No, Nebraska. That's near Nebraska. So that's what we're just gonna have to watch out for. And then we have some storms just south of Texas and Mexico. So we move that forward. We still can see a severe weather, a light severe weather, probably some strong storms in that region right there. We can see some snow just just west of Maine and Canada. And you also can see some light snow. That's it. We are May 17th by 8 a.m. So this is the GFS model. A lot of stuff can switch back and forth, but we can see some snow flying around Washington State. I don't know what that was. Washington State and Montana potentially as well. Same with that forward, that snow get a little bit more widespread, but look like it starts mixing in with rain. Starts getting into this by May 17th at 2 p.m. Continues, starts getting into parts of Montana, Idaho. It continues to keep going. So if this plays out correctly, I probably give it to May 7th, May 16th. They put winter storm advisories or warnings of if they get confident enough. Then we also cover a severe weather outbreak in this region right there. Now that's just a lot of rain, especially in Canada and down towards that border with the United States. If this plays out, we do have some showers going across South Florida. You can see some storms just off of Tampa. And then we move forward into May 19th. That is a big blob of moisture from Canada all the way down into the central part of the United States, and potentially could connect with this energy down here in northeastern Texas, just near that state line, or on that state line of Oklahoma. But it look like that do weakens, but we could again see some tornadoes in this region right here. This could definitely produce some tornadoes in that region, and we cannot forget about Texas as well. A pop-up tornado is possible. Then we can see it again by 2 a.m. on the 20th, going across Texas near the border of Mexico and Texas, going to Tennessee, eastern Tennessee, and could bring some rain up into the northeast as well. Then we get going by May 21st by 8 a.m. We can see a severe weather outbreak in this region right here. And then it gets a lot stronger. Now, if we can catch up with this cold air, that might be a strong snowstorm, but it looked like it just don't. So it's just getting a little too far out. A lot of blues are starting to show up for the West Coast. California, and it wasn't really showing much rain at all for you guys. So let's go ahead and jump to the European models and see if they have, if it have the same idea or something similar or just totally different. We can go ahead and move about, let's see, I think today's the 12th, right? So we're gonna move about just go about 2 p.m. Yeah, this is currently 1:52, so 2 p.m. Now it's pretty quiet across the United States, except down here in Florida. Obviously, we could see some. We're still seeing some potentially some strong storms in some of these areas. Lost my train of thought there. And then the West Coast is still pretty hot. They are scorching hot right now, and no rain at all. And continue until 5 p.m. Today, around rush hour. We could start seeing those storms. It's still ongoing around that Jacksonville, Florida area, that Miami area. So traffic definitely going to be a lot slower. Obviously, it's going to be slower like Jackson, Florida, Miami, but a lot slower depending on how hard this rain is coming down. And because you really don't want to speed in the rain. They're getting off work anyways, but I mean, obviously you probably won't be able to see. It's going to be blinding rain potentially, depending on how strong this rain is, depending on what part of Florida, like in Miami or Jacksonville, Florida, you're in. Tampa might see some scattered showers as well, but seem like it's going to start tapering off into the Atlantic sometime early morning tonight, late tonight, early morning. We could see some moisture off the coast of Oregon and Washington State. About the same thing the GFS was saying potentially could happen. We could see some rain go across potentially the northeast eventually, 5 a.m. on the 13th. We still see that storm just off the coast of Florida and Georgia, going to bypass North Carolina, South Carolina, and North Carolina. It's just staying off the coast of North Carolina, South Carolina by the 13th tomorrow, and then eventually just continues riding eastward into the Atlantic. Now, I mean, if it would have came back, it kind of would have probably put you in the mind of like a tropical storm or hurricane, stall off the coast of Florida, go over Florida, stall off the coast of Florida and Georgia, and then move up the Atlantic, heading westward and start impacting South Carolina and North Carolina. But obviously, this is not a tropical storm or hurricane. We are supposed to have a below average or near average hurricane season for the Atlantic and the Gulf. But don't let your guard down. It just takes one tropical depression, one tropical storm, one hurricane to change your life forever. We know what Hurricane Helene did to Western North Carolina. Until this day, they are still recovering. And the Pacific is supposed to have a more active hurricane season, obviously. And Hawaii going to have to be watched for a very hot spot, and California and Mexico as well. But we still see some rain showers going across the Northeast by 5 a.m. on the 14th. But for the most part, it do seem pretty quiet across the United States. We can see some light severe weather in this region right here, like Kansas, by 8 p.m. on the 16th. But regardless, we can see some light snow in just western part, well, eastern part of Washington State, snow up in Canada. Not surprising there. But then by May 17th at 8 p.m., I would say I think the GFS did hint on something around May 17th of a severe weather event from Texas all the way into Nebraska. So that's what we're just going to have to watch out for. Most models are picking up on that. Then it stretches from the Mexico border, well, all the way into into Mexico, all the way up into the Northeast, and it continues, starts going through parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi. It kind of just bypass it. But regardless, we can see a severe weather on go for North Carolina, including Fayetteville, the Triangle, including Raleigh, Durham, Apex, Knightdale, Cary, those areas. Really gonna have to be watched out for potentially, but this is by 8 p.m. May 21st, so we are days and days out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time your boy upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one if it's God's will. Stay safe out there. Make sure you staying dry, hydrated, especially if you live on the West Coast, since you guys are dealing with a heat wave, 100+ temps. And with that being said, it's your boy Arande out.